Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, today is kind of just a catch-up day. I've actually spent a little bit of time this morning working on getting the Christmas lights going. I've got hooks on about half of the house, and I got icicle lights from the center of the house over to one side. So that's a good start. It's always a lot of work the first time you put those hooks up because it just takes a while to put the hooks up, but once you have them up, then in subsequent years it's just a matter of hanging the lights on them, and that makes it a lot easier. So we got about half of that done, and I expect that I'll probably have Christmas lights up before I go back to work on Friday. But we'll pick that up again tomorrow, weather permitting. I don't know, they're saying it might rain tomorrow. But since I've got that done, I think what I want to do now is a little bit of catch up in terms of the painting. You recall I've painted a lot of rooms over the past couple of months, and one of the things I've kind of skipped doing was doing the doors. All of the doors need to be painted because now they don't look really good compared to like the white baseboards and framework and stuff like that. So I want to paint them the same color as the rest of the white in the house and make them match. And sometimes it's a big task to do that because you got to take the doors off the walls, you got to take all the hardware off of them, and then paint them, and that's a big task just to do one at a time. It sometimes makes more sense to just do a batch of them all at once and get everything set up and ready to go and just do them one after another. And since they need a little time to dry anyway, it's nice. You do one side of one, you put the door up, you let it dry, you move on to the next one, you paint that one and go down the line. By the time you get all the doors painted on one side, the first door is ready to be painted on the second side, and then you can get them all reinstalled in the same day, and that just makes sense. So that's going to be kind of the task today. One of the things I've been kind of putting off in terms of finishing up the hallway with all those posters is that I haven't done the trim on the baseboards yet. And that's also kind of a pain in the neck job because you're sitting on the ground, it's an uncomfortable angle, but it needs to be done because I still got masking tape on the floor from when I painted the hallway probably 3 months ago, and I'm getting tired of looking at that, and I want to get that done. So I'm going to see if I can do that today also. Definitely want to get the doors done, but if I can get the baseboards and trim work done in the hallway done, that's good too. So let's get going. This is going to be kind of a busy day. So these are the doors I want to do today. I want to get the door to the cat room, the door to the closet in the cat room done. I want to do the door to the master bedroom, the door to this closet back here, the door to the guest bedroom, and the door to the closet here, and then ultimately the door going into the guest bathroom. Now, one of the things I got to keep track of is all of these doors are different sizes. So I'm actually going to have to take them down one at a time and mark them so I can make sure I get the right door back where it needs to be because they aren't all the same size. Now, the easiest way to take the door off a wall is literally just to knock the pins out of the hinges. That's really the quickest way to do it because otherwise if you try and use trying to remove the screws from the hinges, you're going to get to the end and you're going to have like one screw that's holding the whole door on, then you're going to end up screwing up the screws. So easiest way to do it is I usually just close the door and then knock the pins out. Then what you can do is you just open the door and the door just comes off in your hand. So that's what I'm going to do, and we'll get going on that. And all you do is you open the door and it just literally comes off right in your hands. Now what I'll do is I'll take the hinges off on the end of the door here, and I'm actually going to attach each hinge from the door to the hinge there, just so I can keep track of everything and make sure I put the same hinge back in the same position. They should be all completely interchangeable, but I just like to do that. It's just kind of a neater thing. So as I've said, I was going to mark each of the doors. So I marked this one. This is the guest bedroom front door. I'm just going to mark them underneath the hinge location there because then it'll be covered up when I'm done and you won't see it, but I still can identify what door is which. Alright, so when I got into the cat room and began taking the door off to the closet in there, it became clear to me that when I painted that room, I actually painted the doors. So I don't need to do them again. So that simplifies things a lot, because now I don't have to worry about the cats getting out and you know, going into the guest bedroom and sleeping in there, or sleeping on in my bed in the master bedroom. But we took the door off of the bathroom, and like I said, just left the hinges up there. Did the same with the guest bedroom hinges. The closet's off. The closet into the linen closet, and also the master bedroom door has been removed. So I've got 5 doors out in the garage, and those are the ones we are going to paint today. See what I mean by different doors having different sizes? Looks like what they've done is all the doors that go into the bedrooms, that one and that one there are big normal wide size doors, but the ones going into the bathroom and the ones going into the closets are a bit more narrow. And since I'm not sure if, you know, how exactly precise everything is cut on there, like I said, it makes sense just to kind of keep track of which one's which, so it isn't a big hunt at the end to try and figure out which one goes where. But next thing I got to do now is I got to take the hardware off the doors, because we're going to have to get these completely stripped down to the point where they're just wood. And so, as I recall last time, these things are a little bit different in the way the hardware is attached. So I'm going to have to kind of re-educate myself onto how these come off. Certain ones I've seen in the past, there's like a little notch right there, and you push on it with a screwdriver, and then this thing comes off, and then you can get underneath it and remove the screws. But I don't, as I recall, when I took the doorknobs off, probably for the cat room, these were a little different. So I'm gonna have to spend a minute or two in figuring out how all this works. All right, yeah, I remember how this works now. Once you loosen the collar here, basically you got this little latch thing here, and you kind of hit it with a hammer and drive it all the way this way, and then the door just drops off, or the doorknob drops off in your hand. Then all you gotta do is just remove these 2 screws to pull this part out. Kind of an ingenious way of doing it, but it takes a little figuring out to figure out how it all works. But now, like I said, the only thing that's holding the door in is this screw and this screw. So I'll remove those 2 screws, and the whole bottom knob will just drop off in my hand. Just like with the doors and the hinges, though, I think I want to keep all these pieces together and make sure that I put this doorknob back onto this door, because I do notice that the one that's for the master bedroom has a lock on it, and I want to be able to make sure I maintain that. Alright, so I got all the hardware off the doors. I got everything kind of pieced together and identified which door it's from, so I can easily put it back on. And tried to use the same terminology on the hardware that I did on the door itself, so I can connect everything up together. But was actually pretty easy to do. It only took about 10 minutes to get those off, once I figured out once again how it worked. Obviously I had done it before, because obviously I'd learned how to do it when I took it off for the cat room. So I'm just going to put the hardware aside right now, and we're going to get going on the doors. Now I think before I paint the doors, I actually want to kind of clean them up a little bit. Some of this stuff was already on the door. Other parts of it I think I did myself, because when I was taking the hinges off, the hinges are a little greasy, and I think I got a little bit of grease on the door. So if I get that off now, it's going to make it easier to paint, and there's going to be less to cover up. So, you know, it's like everything else that I do around here. A lot of it is the prep work to get the good results, and you know, it's worth spending that time to get it to look right. Alright, about 45 minutes has gone by, and I've gotten both sides of all 5 doors cleaned up and ready to go. So next step is just to put them on the sawhorse and hit them one at a time. Now in a perfect world, I'd just be able to go over each one of these with a roller, but unfortunately they all have kind of this surface ornamentation, and so I'm going to have to hit that with a brush first. And so I'll go hit the door with a brush, then we'll go over it with a roller, and then we'll move on to the next door. Alright, so I've gone on with a brush and got all the ornamental stuff painted. Now I'm just going to kind of go over it with a roller and clean up all the rest of it. That'll go pretty quick. Alright, the roller goes really fast on this, so it's only been like 5 minutes, and I already got both doors on one side done. So I'm going to let this dry just a little bit, and then we're going to try and pick it up, lean it against the wall, and move on to the next couple. Okay, I got one side of all 5 of the doors done now. We're going to actually close the garage and put a fan on these so we can maybe dry off quicker. It's really kind of humid out today, so it may take a while to get these to dry. So I think closing the door will help increase decrease the humidity in here, and then when I blow a fan on them, that'll help dry off a little quicker. So I'm going to do that. We're probably going to go out and get something for dinner, and we'll come back and finish this up later tonight. Alright, so we're several hours later. I've finished up the coat on the other side now, so I'm going to just let this dry a little bit longer, and maybe we'll still be able to get them installed tonight. That'd be real nice, because right now the cats are locked in their own bedroom, and I'm sure they'd like to come out and check out what's going on out here, but I can't do that as long as there isn't a door on the master bedroom and there isn't a door on the guest bedroom. So the first side dried actually probably within an hour or so, so hopefully this will dry just as fast and we can still get these back on tonight. So like I said, I'm going to give it about an hour, and we'll come back and see how we look. Alright, we got the 2 doors on the 2 rooms I don't want the cats to get into, so since those rooms are now secure, these guys can come back out, but at this point they just seem content to stay in here and take their all day long nap. So we'll just let them do that. Right, Nibble? But now we can just put the rest of the doors on. So it's the bathroom door, the door to the linen closet, and the door to the closet in the guest bedroom. So I'm just going to do those one at a time, get those out of the way. Alright, so get the doors all back on. I think they look pretty good. Doesn't maybe look a whole lot different than it did originally, but the doors are definitely a better color white. They didn't really match the walls. Now they're the same color as the walls. I still have to go through and do all the trim around here, and that's going to be that same dark blue like that. So it'll really stand out. It'll be nice accents in here. I've got all the doors back on, including the one in here. That one looks pretty good. Let's see if we can get the stupid thing to focus. There we go. Hey, I knew you could do it. So yeah, I got that one on. This room now, except for hanging stuff on the wall, this room's done. So that is good news. Now this is one of those jobs that's maybe more time consuming than it's difficult, but it definitely makes sense to do them all at once, do a whole bunch of doors all at once, rather than take one door off and go through all that process. Now it took a little longer than we expected, because I think partly because it was really humid outside yesterday. It still is. We're expecting some rain today, and I think that just makes it take a little longer to dry. But anyway, got that done. One more thing checked off the list, and I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.